Good evening and welcome to our third presentation of our Pathways demos. Our presenter this evening is Immediate Past District Director Thecla Athayde, Distinguished Toastmaster. Thecla was a Program Quality Director who was in charge of education during the launch year of Pathways in 2018. That year, as Program Quality Director, she led a group of Pathways ambassadors and guides who helped educate our clubs in preparation of the Pathways rollout. During this time, she also acted as both Pathways Guide and Pathways Ambassador to fill in any training vacancies. To this date, Thecla has continued assisting many members and clubs with the transition to Pathways. Thecla's topic for this evening is how to complete Level 1. Please help me welcome Thecla with her presentation.
Good evening and welcome to how to complete Level 1 in Pathways. Just a little bit of agenda of how we will proceed. I will give a Pathways presentation on PowerPoint, and then we will, just to show you the different stages of completion, we will then go through Q&A. After that, we will proceed on to a video tutorial which actually summarizes what I am going to present. We will have another Q&A and we will talk about Pathways Buddies and with final comments just to end it. Let's start with the PowerPoint presentation. I'll just share my screen. So welcome to Pathways Level 1 completion. We will, like I said, we've done the introduction. We'll go to the stages of completion. Progress tracker, Level 1, complete a level video tutorial, which will come after the PowerPoint presentation, Pathways Buddy, more question and answers, and final comments. To begin, log on to Toastmasters.org and your name will pop up. Click on your name, which will bring you to this screen. And there are two ways to go to your Basecamp. One is through Basecamp right here, and the other one is to go to your transcript. Those are the two ways, and it will bring you to your education transcript. There are two ways of accessing your education transcript. One is through that blue box, and the second is by the maroon box that says My Education Transcript. Once you click on that, you will open your curriculum. Click on Open Curriculum and it will bring you to your very first project in Pathways. And this is where the progress tracker is important. When I started my Pathways journey, I found I stumbled over Level 1 many times. Even though I had done my icebreaker many times, I stumbled over the different aspects of Pathways. And this is why we are going over Level 1 again. So I open up my progress tracker and right away, here it is. I'm in Level 1 and I launch my icebreaker. Once I've launched my icebreaker, read my material, go through pre-assessment, I look at all the evaluation, look at all my icebreaker information. I then have completed my icebreaker once I've presented my speech, got my evaluation, gone back in and completed my post-assessment. Once I've done that, my icebreaker will be complete, and as you can see, I get a little tiny check mark showing completion. What this does also is shows 25% completion. It's important to look at all these little numbers. I never did that when I first started, and now I'm learning to look at all of these. Level 1 has 4 items. And I have completed one which shows 25% completion. And the last part is looking at the curriculum progress, which shows 5% complete. That means I'm 5% complete in my Path for presentation mastery. What are the requirements for level 1? Once we have done icebreaker, the next one that opens up is the evaluation and feedback. Evaluation and feedback consists of 3 little projects. The very first one is prepare and deliver a speech topic. This can be any speech topic. If you feel comfortable repeating your icebreaker, that's okay. But I would challenge you to start a brand new speech. It really helps to challenge yourself and to move forward. Once you've delivered this speech, prepare and deliver a speech on any topic or repeat from the previous speech in section A, incorporating the feedback that you received in part A. Once you do that, the last project in this section is to serve as a speech evaluator for another member in your club. So you download your evaluation to be an evaluator, give it to the general evaluator or another member in your club. You evaluate your member who's speaking that evening or that day, and then the evaluator evaluates you on how you have done your evaluation. Once you have done that, you have completed the second portion of level 1. The next point is research and presenting. Now, many people get stuck here. I know I did. What do I do? What do I present? The best thing is to open it up, look at the project, and as you read the project, everything will fall into place. In fact, ideas may keep coming in for you to present. Here are some ideas that I have heard, and I think they are great topics. Like coffee, you can talk about coffee, you can talk about tea, or you can talk about coffee versus tea, about the caffeine content. You can talk about Keurig or Tassimo. Somebody did that at one of my clubs, and it was really interesting. You can talk about winter vacation, summer vacation, indoor plants, best plants for the climate in our gardens, exercise for our brains, Alzheimer's. Choose any topic that you like. Another part of this level 1 is looking at our check marks. It's important as you complete each level to look at the check marks. Once you complete icebreaker, you notice there's a little check mark. Each one will give you a check mark, but a little bit more about that as we go along. Once you've completed the icebreaker, the evaluation and feedback, research and presenting, you will now, the box with level 1 completion will be opened up, and all you have to do is activate it. Once you activate it, the launch button will open up. You click on the launch button and it will open up the Mark Complete box. Click on the Mark Complete box and it will open up a PDF that explains exactly how to mark your level 1 complete. And we'll talk about this a little bit further in a video tutorial that we will show you. Once you've done that, you will notice your box for level 1 completion will show a pending approval, and this will be approval by the base camp manager in your club. That might be the vice president of education, the president, or the sergeant of arms. Once they have approved, before we go there, watch these different percentages on your level 1. You're 75 complete. That means only after you've been approved by your base camp manager, you will notice that this percentage changes, and you are now 15% complete in your pathways journey. Once the base camp manager completes approves and sends puts in your level 1 completion at Toastmasters International, you will see it changed to 100% complete. This is really exciting because you have now completed 4 items out of your 4 items that were required, and you can now view your certificate, plus you are now 37% completed in your path to completing your path. In my case, it's leadership development. You can click on the view certificate and you will find level 1 certificate. Now you can look at this, print it, and bring it to your club. In some of the clubs that I belong to, the Vice President of Education will print it and present it at the next meeting. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's exciting finishing level 1. And as you can see, here it is. It says 1, that means level 1. When you complete level 2, level 3, all the numbers change, the certificates change. Once we have completed, don't worry. If you have issues, you have problems, you still have questions, we are here to support you. Like I said, when I began this presentation, Lloyd is a champion, and here is his email. He also has a website, www.justholler.com pathways. He started this almost 2 years ago, and he has been showing members in our district on how to get onto pathways and their journey along with pathways. So I want to thank him for that. David's story has been going around, and he has been the other champion, showing members, showing individuals on how to complete pathways. And of course, I am always open. Send me an email. I've put my phone number there. Call me. Doesn't matter what type of question. Any question is a good question. Send us your information, and we are here to help you. I will now let Lloyd lead the question and answer session for us, who's been monitoring the chat lines to see if you have any questions. Lloyd?
Yeah, there was one question. Do I have to do level 1 first? They read something about it being more than 1 level or something.
Okay, let me start. If you're just starting pathways, I would recommend starting with level 1, only because it doesn't matter. You may have done icebreaker speech a million times. It is always good to start because it's like stepping. It's like a baby learning how to walk. It's nice to start rolling around, crawling, standing up, and then running, because if not, you will stumble and fall. However, what Toastmasters International has done, they have opened up all the paths. The moment you go in, they have opened all the paths. In a minute after we've done it, and if we have time, I want to show you. This project is from my leadership development path, and I've only completed level 1. However, I jumped over to, I may have completed a couple of projects in level 2, and I jumped over to level 4 because this was the only one that had the online meeting, and I really wanted to complete this project, and I did jump ahead. However, I have to tell you, when I first started, I started with level 1, got my feet solid on the ground, and then moved on. It's good to go slowly when you're just starting pathways. I hope I answered your question, Lloyd.
The next one we had is, do you have to be certified as base camp? That's from Lourdes. Could you explain more, maybe? Turn your mic on. And
hello, Lourdes.
Yeah. So, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So, just wondering, you said that in order for your project to be approved, it has to be approved by a VP Education, a secretary, or president. So, is it automatic that the president, VP Ed, and secretary are the base camp approvers or three people that will approve speeches?
Right now, those are the three people that are your base camp managers, the president, the vice president of education, and the secretary. What happens is when you mark your project complete, it automatically generates an email to Toastmasters International, who sends an email to your base camp manager or the contact person that's on your website. So go to your website and see who the contact person is. In most of my clubs, it's the vice president of education. In one of my clubs, it's somebody else who's not in any of those positions. She just happens to be the contact person. And she keeps getting my approvals and says, you haven't completed it, start again. It's just a joke. But it's best if the VPE or the contact person gets it. I don't know who your contact person is in your club, but in most clubs, and I'm going to ask Lloyd to help me here, in most clubs it's the VPE that goes in and approves, just like we used to do in the old system. Lloyd?
Yeah, well, this week the secretary approved mine because the VP Ed is away. So the secretary had to do it. But usually it's a VP Education, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Now there was one here, David, you had something. Options, you can see the projects in your path. Maybe explain that a bit. And then we'll do Felix after.
Yeah, sure. When Thecla was showing the level 1, within that box of the percentages of where you are in your path and the check marks, up and to the right, there's what's called an options. And if you click on that options, what it does is you can view all the projects for your particular path. So I know we're talking about level 1, but if you wanted to look forward and see what the electives are for the rest of your path and what the requirements are, if you click on that box, it'll show you your entire path. So then you know what's coming forward, and you can challenge yourself to say, hey, in level 4, I'm going to write a compelling blog. So you can already look ahead, certainly as you're going through your path to see what's coming forward. So it was really just a comment, not a real question.
Thank you, David. Thanks for sharing that.
Felix has a question.
Yes, my question is to know, I can see on the website there somewhere, there's a point that submit education awards. When you go to, you click on your name and then you go to the club center and then you have that option. And then if I click there on club memberships, submit education awards. So I was just wondering to know, is it a process that is involved in what you are doing in a level 1 or no? Or when will it be used? And then the other question, if you can allow me, the
Sure.
other one will be just to know, once you finish your level 1 and then you want to go forward, I have not been there yet, but I just want to know what will be the next. So you have to choose any of the other pathways, or they will suggest to you something to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me answer one at a time.
Yes.
So when you're going in to approve and send in the education completion to Toastmasters International, yes, you do use that box and only send it in if somebody has completed their level 1. Does that make sense? You're going to club, let me get this right. You're going into Toastmasters International, you're going to Club Central, going into education submission, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, there.
Are you the VPE for your club?
No, I'm not the VP.
Okay. Secretary or president?
No, I'm actually the VP of the vice president for the membership.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so yeah, you can go in there and maybe you have to submit it, and you can submit it in that same way. You can go into Club Central, and if somebody has completed level 1, you can submit it in there. Now coming to level 2, open up level 2, and depending on the path you're in, a couple of my paths I have leadership development, leadership, leadership styles, and the second one is communication styles, and there are 3 projects. Third one is mentorship. So you can start working on those, open it up, read it, and it's quite interesting. Leadership has a quiz in it and tells you your leadership style. I really enjoyed it. So open up your level 2 and see if you can see those. And do you have those 3? Leadership, communication styles, leadership styles, communication styles, and mentorship, or you may have a different path. Which path are you on?
Oh, mine is, I have to check there. It's
Don't
the very
worry.
first one. I have to check.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Doesn't matter. They are very similar, all the paths. 1 or 2 differences. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
That's
Mine
nice.
is innovative planning. Innovative
Oh, yes,
planning.
okay.
Yes.
Innovative planning, I'm in innovative planning. It has leadership styles, communication styles, and mentorship.
Yes.
Do all 3 and you completed level 2.
Okay. Absolutely. Thank you.
Lloyd?
That was all the questions we had.
I will now, just to summarize what I just presented, I would like to share this tutorial with you.
Once you have completed all projects in a level, submit your level completion request to your Vice President Education. Navigate to your education transcript. Open the curriculum and view details of the level. Notice on the page that each project has a burgundy checkmark, indicating completion. Once you confirm that all required projects have been completed, select the Activate button to the right of the level completion item. In this example, it is Level 1 Completion, Motivational Strategies. Then select the Launch button. A PDF will open containing information about submitting your level completion. Next, select the Mark Complete button. Notice the status has changed to Pending Completion Approval. An email notification will be sent to your Vice President Education, informing him or her of your pending request. Your Vice President Education will then log in and approve or deny your completion request. After your Vice President Education has approved your request, the level progress tracker will change to 100%. Burgundy checkmarks also appear next to the yellow folder icon and next to Level 1 on the Curriculum Progress Tracker. The system will also award you a learning badge. To learn more about badges, view the Viewing Badges tutorial. If you select the next level in the Curriculum Progress Tracker, you will notice that the projects there are now unlocked, and you can continue on your path.
Just to let you know, that tutorial is available to you, each and every one of you, and I'm hoping, I know we didn't have enough time for me to go over that. I promised Lloyd I was going to stay on time. I didn't want to run over time, but we can show it to you. Call us anytime and we will show you where you can find those tutorials. It's in your pathways and it's open to everybody. There are amazing video tutorial. And Luz, one of the questions that you asked me about VPE, the Basecamp Manager, is also in there. Do you have any questions?
Just have a comment about making sure that when you're done each of your projects, you have to go back in and do the after evaluation. Because when you do the after evaluation, what that does is it closes off that particular project. So you will notice when you start, there'll be a before evaluation, and then at the end, there'll be an after evaluation. So you have to do both of those, the before and the after. So don't forget to do the after evaluation when you're done, because then you'll get a message that says, congratulations, you've completed that particular project and that particular level, depending where you are.
Thank you, David. Yes, for each, for icebreaker, for the evaluation, for research and presenting,
Yes.
you won't get the check mark unless you do that. You have to do that, yes.
Yeah.
We went over that last week, David, but thank you for
Okay.
reminding us. Thank you for reminding us again. Any other questions? let me talk to you about the buddy system. Why am I passionate about the buddy system? When we launched this Pathways May of 2018, we all started and we all were stumbling, and a lot of our Pathways ambassadors and Pathways guys were working together, and we started communicating with each other, and we became buddies. We became buddies because we wanted to help make everyone in our district successful. We wanted everybody. It's not the best program. I know there are lots of challenges with Pathways, but they're trying to improve it. We found the same challenges, but we kept going forward. And having those buddies really helped us move forward with our Pathways program. For example, I was at program quality director, but the next year I was a district director. I was so busy. Lloyd took over and he was helping me. He would come to the meetings early. He would ask members, anybody that wanted to come to the district meeting, and he would be there to answer questions. He did lots of presentations on Pathways, and he's continuing to do that. In my club, so be buddies with your members. For example, if you are the champion, find a buddy and work with them. So if you're Felix, I'll use you as an example. You are doing innovative planning. If there's somebody else doing innovative planning, or maybe on a different path, be a buddy with them saying, hey, I just did my icebreaker. What level are you at? What project are you at? Oh, you're at level 2. Oh, well, me, I'm going to catch up with you. And did you find any problems? Were there any issues? And you move along because you help each other move forward. I found that in most of my clubs, we started, the two of us. For example, let me use Scott. Scott and I started together, same level. We started an icebreaker. We went on to the next level, and then we would check where we were at. Were you having issues with this? Yes. This is how you come over that issue. And then we moved forward, and the two of us went out and got 2 more buddies. And now we were working with 2 more. So now 4 people were being educated, and the 4 people went on and found out more buddies. And this is how we were able to communicate with the rest of our members to help all our members be successful. So get a buddy system going in your clubs. We found when we put this buddy system and help each other say, oh, when you come to this project, here are some ideas. It really helps everybody, not only yourself, but everybody to be successful. So just before, I'll give you a little tiny example. Just before we went into this pandemic, somebody in my club, Ray, I'll name him, Ray, said, hey, Thecla, you've done project 4. I was supposed to complete project 4 before you did it. I go, I know, but don't worry. Here's some plan. Here's what we can do. Can I mentor you? Why don't you, here's your project. Why don't you do the division contest? You set it up and do it. I will be here to help you. You do it, and this will be your project. He goes, oh, okay. So we started working on it. Unfortunately, pandemic happened. We canceled all our contests, but that's one way of helping each other. I don't want to be ahead of anybody. I want everybody to succeed. We want to finish the race together. So having a buddy system really, really helps. What do you think, David, Lloyd, or anybody? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's an excellent idea to have someone in your club that you're, helping along. So you're learning, but they're also learning. So that sharing of knowledge is really important, because what that does is that really helps that person. It helps you, but then it also helps your club, because everyone sees that you're kind of working together for a common goal. You want to finish your paths. You want to gain more knowledge, and that sharing of knowledge is really important. So I'm totally on board with what Thecla's saying here with respect to, talk it up, talk up Pathways, talk up Toastmasters, talk up Pathways, work together, help each other, and you'll be surprised how far you can go and how much you can learn while doing your individual paths.
Thank you, David. That's just it.
Yeah,
And
I think, if I can.
yeah.
So the best way someone, your buddy or your club mate can help you is maybe to be the one who give you feedback during your presentation, mostly because it must be the preparation, it must be a personal work, I think. It's not a group work. You have to prepare your speech yourself, and then you have to rehearse, maybe in front of someone. But how can be very effective the help of someone else?
Is that a question?
Yes, I'm asking. If you say someone can help you help each other, that means that when you are presenting, he'll be the one who will give you feedback and then to show you your area of improvement and so on. Or
Well,
during the
that's one
presentation?
way. That's really good. That's one way. The other buddy system I was talking about is, say you're doing level, well, let's concentrate on level 1 because we talked about, oh, I can talk to you about level 2. Say you're on to level 2 and you're saying, Thecla, okay, I'm going to start level 2. What do I do? Did you have any issues with it? Which one did you do first? Did you do leadership styles or did you do the communication styles? And I can talk that to you. That's how what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's not giving you feedback. It's more helping you along in your path.
Okay, the advice. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
And I'm going to finish off by thanking him for being my facilitator, allowing me to do this presentation. He's also my evaluator tonight. I'm waiting to see what he says. And I'd like to thank him and let him conclude the meeting. Lloyd, I'm not going to say another word.
Well, thank you, Thecla, and we applaud you for doing this.